Good evening. Oh, why am I blinking? Hi, Jill. We're streaming. Good evening. Why am I blinking? Hold on. Okay. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Blacklist Universe. It is Wednesday. Isaac, your mother's talking to you. I'm blinking again. What is the deal? Am I... Okay, I'm adding Gary and I'm adding Matt. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Sounds good.
Yes, I can.
Oh, wow. Gary,
Yes, we can.
you're very robust.
Can you hear me, Mike?
I can hear you, Gary. Let me share. I was for the life of me, I was trying to find the raw footage for this video, but I can't find it. This is Kim Jung Gi. Rest in peace, ladies and gentlemen. Kim Jung Gi, artiste extraordinaire, legend of the modern artistic world, passed away yesterday from apparently a heart attack. I can't imagine why so many robust young adults are dropping dead of heart attacks these days. Couldn't think of a reason why it's happening so very often
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
YouTube will let me say. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It may have been, it may not have been. It's just a very, it's sad when it takes one in the artistic community, especially one what everybody looks up to so much, like Kim Jung Gi. This is him working on my Lone Star 3 cover at twice speed. Boy, I wish I could find the original file instead of just playing it off of YouTube. But you can go watch this whole thing. Just look on my channel and look up Kim Jung Gi. It's one of the few that pops up. So that's the new trend, I guess. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
So,
There's a list of people now I know in my circle have already died from it.
oh yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I mean, you mean just from random
Yeah. All of a sudden they just
healthy
died of
person?
a heart
We
attack.
call them healthy heart attacks.
Yeah. And it's
That's
funny is
sad.
all of them were starting to get in shape, get in better shape and all that. And all of a sudden, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jim
And,
Jung Gi was a good shape, man. I've seen him.
oh
I've
yeah,
met him, talked with him. I mean,
active.
well, yeah. I mean, he was
Yeah.
like pretty good shape guy, man.
Oh no, another coincidence mystery death. Yeah, it's. I mean, man, such a fantastic, prolific, and just mind-bendingly awesome artist. Um, Nobody else like him in our space. That no one can
Yeah.
no one can take his place. You know,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. We can watch this, which is, it's I obviously I have an affinity for this particular video because it's Lone Star, and I did get to meet Kim or Jung Gi. Kim's his last name. Um, I met him in Tokyo at the Tokyo Comic Con a few years ago, and got him, on board to do a cover for me, and then he sent the video along with it. So he
That's
filmed it.
cool.
Yeah, right. And if you've never seen it before, then here it is in all its gloriful glory and just cool. I just love watching it. Um, it's really neat because he's like a lot of times when you see the stuff he does online, it's just black and white, right? It's like just all the line art. And here you can see him, he's like smudging and blending, and he really does a full like gray toned illustration. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
and really, I don't think he did a lot of comic book covers,
Not that I know of.
right? Um, which
He's
kind of
done.
showed in the fact that he drew it on a piece of paper that didn't fit for comics.
Yeah.
So Kelsey Shannon, who was on the stream with me when we were watching this video, he did the colors on the piece, which are just phenomenal. But he had to kind of like fudge it north and south to make it full size comic book cover. But he did a fantastic job. It looks great, and yeah, his colors really made it just give it a great extra depth. He did his own comic. Yeah, I mean other people's comic covers. Yeah, his comic book work is obviously as fantastic as all of his stuff. And we'll as the stream progresses, we'll just be showing different videos. It won't just be this one. Well, I have this at double speed, hour and a half, hour 45. We don't have to watch just this one the whole time. We can watch some of his other just like quick. If you don't know who Kim Jung Gi is, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, please do yourself a favor and just go look on YouTube and check out, Kim Jung Gi. Really easy to spell. It's in the description.
Yeah.
And watch. I mean, not right now while we're on, but after the show, just go watch some of these just amazing. They're mind bending. They're mind blowing videos.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
watched a
Sorry, Matt.
bunch
If you
of
want
them.
to talk, go ahead. I just keep babbling
No,
on.
did you see R2D2 for Life comment?
Blacklist Universe, thank you for the opportunity to own a cover drawn by him. I would not have known of him otherwise. It introduced me. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of people, who might not have been aware of him until they saw the cover he did for you, and they're like, oh, I gotta check this guy out. So it could be the same, maybe even now. I mean, some people might not know.
Yeah.
Can step in and look at his work. 'Cause he did a lot of videos, a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. I would imagine he's one of the most watched artists on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like, is it always videos popping up? And I'm like, I thought maybe I saw this one. I go, nope, never seen this one. This just keeps coming. It's crazy how many he's done. But he would do live demonstrations on the walls and stuff. And
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do these massive paintings or illustrations. Is Kelsey in alcohol rehab? I don't know. He hasn't responded. I put in a request for him to join us today of all days. Also Richard Friend, but Richard said it might be tough to make it today. So hopefully. Yeah,
that's how I found out.
To Super Annie, Kim Jung Gi's drying lobster. I can't even talk today. What's the matter with me?
Super Annie? Is it called Super what?
Super Annie.
Super Annie. Super Annie. Yeah, I talked to him. I met him at San Diego Comic Con. I went by his table and watched him draw, and then I went to the DC booth just to kind of look around, and it was crowded. Right, this is 2018 or 19. I think it was 18. And I was looking around, and then I like bumped into him, and I looked. I'm like, "Hey!" And he's just standing there, and I go, "Hey, can I have a picture with you?" And he's just smiling. And so we just took a picture together. I'm like, man, it was so crazy. I think someone just either Becky or someone random like took a picture of us together. But I was like, yeah, he was cool. He was super generous, just gracious. He was like spoke only Korean, I believe, but
yeah,
but yeah, he was super nice. He smiled and just friendly. You could sense it,
Yeah, a gentle soul.
Yeah.
Soy-based Jeremy says, "Hey Mike, it's me, Felix." Well, hello, Felix. Thank you for popping in. Yeah, he was Korean, I do believe.
Yeah, Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's just yeah. I woke up to the news because on Facebook, Richard Friend put up a photo without any words or anything, and I was like, right when I seen the photo, I'm like, oh no, what's going on? And then I looked down the thing, like, oh come on, man! Like every time I wake up in the morning, I'm almost afraid to turn on Facebook and I see someone's photo.
Crazy,
like,
right?
Like, oh no, who's next? Jeez.
Kev Hulk, Kevin Sharp, welcome to the stream.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Kevin.
Oh, a little morose. How are you?
Oh yeah, a little bit like that. A little bit like that myself.
South Koreans, next best thing to Japanese.
Oh man, you heard about what happened in North Korea firing those missiles off?
What, at Japan?
Yeah, they fired one over Japan and one over Korea. They actually had the sirens going in Japan.
Wow. Yeah, dude, Japan needs the Iron Dome.
Yeah. I don't know if they shot at it or shot it down or if it just went over Japan. But but I know that they were sounding alarms, and then China warned that if Japan tried to retaliate, that they would nuke them or something like that. It's crazy,
It's crazy.
and that comes right after the VP said that North Korea is our ally.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
I guess they wanted to
It's
show that they weren't.
an
This
utter.
wouldn't have happened if
Yeah. If we had mean tweets, it would be peace on earth, goodwill
mean
to men.
tweets and world peace. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No kidding.
and cheaper gas and everything else.
Oh, Jiminy, I'm gonna send you the link too.
Oh, cool.
I guess you qualify to be in here tonight.
Yeah, he was pretty mad about the Jung Gi giant passing away. He was like, "No."
This was the most depressing picture today because he was headed to New York Comic Con and his booth's just gonna be empty all weekend. So it's like,
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Gotcha.
man.
yeah.
Jeez. So what are they
Hopefully
gonna do?
they turn it into some little memorial.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That'd be good.
I wanted to see him this last Comic Con, but he wasn't there. He had his table set up, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, I saw his table too. I didn't realize he didn't make it.
I asked, I go, hey, where is he? Is he coming in? And he said, no, he's not going to be here. He's selling his stuff, and he had some guest artists sketching away.
Does anyone know if he was feeling badly or anything? Or was he?
They
No.
said it was just out of the blue.
Yeah, they said he was at the airport. He did a show in Paris, I guess, and then he was having some chest pains, so they took him to a hospital.
And then he
And
was
they were
in
gonna
surgery. I think.
Yeah, they were going to do surgery on him.
You
I don't know
what
if they
can probably
did.
do here, so this is less confusing. I can probably theater mode this, and then pull it off
Oh,
the
yeah.
screen and blow it up. Wait.
Yeah, otherwise it looks like Aaron's here and Elliot.
Yeah.
I keep looking and like, what? Elliot's here? I'm like, oh wait, no.
No, I can't do it. It doesn't let me.
He's like slingshot back.
Yeah.
Right?
So Aaron and Elliot are not here right now.
Okay. All right.
Rusty.
Yeah. I was confused. There we go. So
Yeah.
that makes it a little clearer now. I understand.
Yeah, Sean's like, there are two Mike Millers. My universe has been shattered. My eyes don't lie.
He's his twin brother.
Well, I was like, I saw Aaron's screen and I was like, why is Aaron not saying anything? Usually he's got something to say. And
I mean, I could do it this way.
Oh, there you go.
This way? No. This way? Wait, where's the button? This way?
Yeah, that's better.
It's not better though because you can't see the art as well.
Oh wait, where's your friend? Yeah, it was your friend that commented on the old video.
Oh no, Rich was in the chat back then.
Yeah.
Uh,
See, confusing. It's better to have it this way.
SC Spider says my dad had his first heart attack at 45 and it came out of nowhere. That's true. I mean, it's not like it doesn't happen. It does happen. It's just happened an awful lot in the last year and a half or so.
yeah, the rate of them has increased.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends from Germany, he was 30, in his late 30s, and he just all of a sudden died of a heart attack too. He's a really great comic artist, and I was just like, I wanted to meet him, but I always would write back and forth with him, and I was just like, what? And then I you can't ask people who are like, because it's so touchy, but I looked into it and seen if he did, and I was like, yeah, he was one of the guys, and it just, you can't say anything though, because you know what I mean. It's like time and place, and even at years later, still you can't say anything to some people, and I don't know. This makes me frustrated because it's like there was another guy too who's a Facebook friend. Well, I know him at conventions, and one of his friends, he's like in his mid-30s. He died all of a sudden too, the same way, and I'm like, and I went to the guy's.
Well, it's not normal because you've got kids and athletes at the peak of their health dropping dead out of the blue. This isn't normal. This isn't.
And I went to his page, and he was like a firm believer in getting like triple boosted and all that stuff.
Yeah,
he was taking photos of his, holding his card up and everything.
Yeah,
Yep,
yes,
triple bags.
very much. Sometimes, many times, genetics plays a part. Um, what's going on with the things we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube? So be
We're all
sketchy. Is
being,
there's these
yeah,
there's these spike proteins in your vascular system that cause damage to your red blood cells, microscopic damage to your red blood cells. That causes microclotting, and these microclots get lodged in your lungs, your brain, and your heart. They cause permanent damage, myocarditis, in your heart, and I compare it to like an engine, right? You can drive a car with a cracked engine, right? But if you got to get someplace real quick and you floor it, and you add that extra pressure to the engine, that crack could just blow you up. So it's like some regular fat couch potato, he can get away with having damaged heart tissue, but like that's why a lot of these kids, children, 12, 13 years old, are having heart attacks and dying, because
That's
they're out
terrible.
there playing sports, and when the adrenaline gets pumping in your heart, and that heart starts going on to overdrive, it just can't take it.
yeah.
Fuzzy Creature for $5 says, "Is Jerkmogger in? I think he has the same issue I have now. I'm not coping well. Scared." No, Elliot said he is coming in. That's the ghost of Elliot past up top.
Yes.
We have the ghost of Jason present right now.
Hello.
Hello, Jason.
Hey, how
I
you
mean
doing?
Jiminy, Jason, Cricket, Robinson. What?
Either or, tomato, tomato. Yeah, very
Soybean
exciting news.
Jeremy mentions mass flagging. Yes, yes, exactly. Ricada got banned. Triple
Ridiculous.
backs banned from YouTube today. Big Brother is watching and came down hard on the nose pope.
Baskin
So
Robbins is always watching.
yeah.
Oh, they
And
said he was on.
I went to Rumble to see if he had a Rumble channel, which he should have been building this entire time.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, but he's streaming right now on another channel, on another law type channel. I don't know. Let me go to premium, see where he is. If you guys want to oh, where'd he go? Who was? Oh, Nicky Rackets, potentially criminal. Oh wait, he's not on there right now. He was on there. Maybe he's making the rounds to the different channels.
Yeah.
Let me see if he's on Ethan's. I know Ethan's live. Nope, he's not on Ethan's. Yeah, maybe he's having dinner with his
Excuse
family.
me. Sorry
But
about that, guy.
yeah, unfortunately, Nick. I mean, really, YouTube are the people
Yes.
that you want to go after lawyers?
Yeah. Exactly.
So what is he? Is he a lawyer for who again?
He's I mean, he's got his own practice in what's it?
Like Michigan or
Minnesota or something? One of those M
something
states.
like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened to him?
YouTube wouldn't say. Let me see. Let me go on Twitter. I saw some. So here we go. Here's legal mindset. Ricada Law appears to be completely removed from YouTube for a third strike. This is unacceptable. Do better than silencing legal commentary on major court trials. He was doing commentary on yet another trial, right? Live streaming trial, and just disappeared all of a
Are you
sudden.
not allowed to do that?
You are allowed to do that. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I
But there's no.
wonder.
YouTube doesn't need a valid reason. It's
They don't
just,
like your politics and you're going.
That's
I
right.
know. Yeah. Exactly. They just look for a reason. But I know that he gets a little. I know because I used to watch him pretty religiously, and I know he gets a little saucy with his language sometimes. Like he doesn't really care, and he kind of throws around insults. So I wonder if they somehow looked around and found something that they could frivolously strike him for or something, from some of his older streams or something. I don't know. I'm not sure how it works, but
Yeah. See, Mike, I went to SVT at 15. This is common in adolescents, especially active adolescents. It's not common for adolescents to drop dead of heart attacks.
What's SVT?
Common in adolescents, especially in active adolescents, which is during gym class.
oh yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, not heart attack deaths. And I'm not saying it never happens. Saying it's common, no.
Oh yeah, it's not common though.
And
well,
seeing it in healthy athletes at the peak of their physical uh,
And all around the same time period too.
yeah, all in the past year, it's up by like I don't even remember. It's something like between like the last 50 years and the last year, there have been more of these sudden adult death syndrome cases in the last year than there have been in the last 50 years combined. That's not
Yeah.
common, and that's not. You have to think, well, gee, what else happened in that time frame? What else might have been introduced into the human genome
yeah, well, yeah.
over the over the past year and a half
Funny,
Joe Biden.
that might correlate to all these people dropping dead?
Joe
funny
Biden.
story. I went in for my doctor's appointment checkup kind of thing, and my doctor was like, she was like, so I see that you just had the one shot. You haven't had a booster, and I was like, nope. And she's like, would you like to schedule? I was like, nope, not happening.
Nope.
I was just like, she's just like, so you want to schedule?
I gotta check on my kid. I'll be right
Yep,
back.
go ahead.
He said, "You want to schedule what?"
We want to schedule your booster, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because most of the people I hear, and most people that don't like just talk about getting it, but some people will like brag about it and show every single pic, of them when they get it. And the one guy, I didn't know him personally, but I seen him a lot, because he's a friend of a friend,
Yeah,
and I was just like, man, I was still like, yeah, it bothered me. I didn't even know the guy personally, but it still bothered me. I was like, man, 'cause I seen him around conventions and stuff.
hmm
And he looked like he was starting to actually like lose weight, and I was like, hey, he's looking pretty good. He's losing some weight, and then all of a sudden that happened. I'm like, what? And yeah, I was just like, man. But I try to talk to people, and every time, like,
Kids today.
you can't really, I mean, some people you can, but they're already pretty much on the same page, or at
yeah,
least they have doubts, so they're willing to talk about it. But I don't try to argue with people who are diehard, because I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make sense.
yeah. Well, it was just funny because she was asked, like she's done a lot for me as far as listening to some of my concerns that the other two doctors I had weren't listening to, and I give her credit for that. But she was like, "Is there some reason you don't want to?" And I was like, "I just been hearing about a lot of the side effects, and I don't really want to do it." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Okay then." I was like, "Nope, not doing it. Not doing her booster. Not happening."
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, they're always trying to squirt stuff in your body that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not playing around after all this stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait, and so be it.
Yeah, because I mean, I know people like, well, I never did. My dad didn't, and family didn't, and he's never gotten sick. He's older, in his 70s, and he's like never gotten.
Oh, I did get sick, and
Yeah,
I
and
never
just
did,
like
and my
just
dad
like
never
the
did.
other 80% of people who get really sick, I was vitamin D deficient. It's like I wonder if there's a correlation there.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I take
yeah.
my vitamins regularly. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
no,
me. I told you this before, but I knew I was vitamin D deficient. I just because my previous two blood tests, and I'm just really bad at listening to doctors, so I never juiced up on the D, which I should have been, just as a matter of precaution. You need vitamin D is necessary for cell regeneration and cell repair, so you should be taking vitamin D regardless.
Yeah, no, I go to the vitamin store, and when it first all started, and I was looking for zinc, and it was like all gone. Like everyone just bought all the zinc out. All the vitamin people
Yeah.
were like boom, 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 boom. And then I'm like, well, they go, well, I got a mixture of zinc and something else. I'm like, oh, I'll take that then, I guess.
We
Oh,
don't
boy.
say the C word here. My doctor always asks if I Jiminy, you're in here. Why don't you just talk?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was when Matt Weldon was
Didn't want to interrupt
among us.
anyone.
Because every time Jiminy talks, I'm going to interrupt him. That's why.
I'm trying to see who can talk less, me or Gary.
All right, go.
Well, usually it's me. So
Ready, set.
I'm winning so far.
No, you're not. You just lost. We used to do that. We should do it more often. But you ever play the quiet game with your kids?
No.
So we're gonna play the quiet game. Okay, first person to talk loses, and then they just all shut up.
Yeah,
That's
my
awesome.
kids, we do that immediately. I lose.
Oh really?
Yeah, they just. Yeah, I don't want to play this game.
I think I might have done something like that with the other people's kids. They're like, "You want to play the quiet game? Shut up." Like, okay.
No, there's the quiet game and there's the statue game. The statue game is and they think it's a game. Well, they're old enough not to be that stupid now, but it was a game, you know. Okay, everybody play the statue game, quick! First person to move. So they just freeze up. It's like, I like it.
It's funny. Jiminy said his doctor asked if you had the COVID shot, and I always say no, and he smiles and says, "Okay."
Yeah, because he knows that probably a good 50% or more of his patients are hesitant about getting it. So what's he going to do?
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, all right." I just got to mention it. Right.
You did. Thank you.
Yeah. No, they did the same thing. My dad, man, he's out in public every day of the week, and they had to make him like take a test every single week, and he did this for like almost 2 years and never had it. and then finally, my dad, he's like, "When can I stop?" And they're like, "I don't know." So he just stopped on his own, and they never said anything to him. He's like, "I'm not doing this anymore. It's been 2 years. It's ridiculous." And then I guess New York Comic Con, they're requiring masks at their convention, and even people who are for masks are actually mad about it.
Yeah, stupid.
As well, they
Because they're like, I do it voluntarily, and they're like, now I'm not going to wear any just because of that. You're telling me I have to.
so dumb.
Yeah, 3 years later, man?
Yeah, I'm chapped because my so my daughter's in a play coming up real soon here, and she just told me that the theater's requiring masks, and I'm like,
Whoa, God.
the only place I've thus far acquiesced to mask wearing during this post, idiocy time frame is the hospital. If I have to go to the hospital or I have to take someone to the hospital, I'll wear a mask there.
Yeah, that makes sense at least.
Freaking theater, come on, really?
Yeah, I said for the convention because I said, look, if you're
No, I
not
didn't even
willing
wear it
to
to the
take a
convention.
risk, but if you're not willing to take a risk, then just don't go, right? Because it's like I say risk because I mean that's how they act, like it's a risk. It's like, don't go if you're. Some people are willing to take the risk to go without a mask. I mean, even if you're wearing a mask, you're taking a risk if you really believe that it's going to be, you could get it. Still taking a risk. So
Yeah, you're triple boosted. Go ahead.
yeah, take the risk.
off
But
the
it's.
mask.
But I asked one
Breathe
lady
it
online.
in.
Yeah, I asked one lady online. I go, so what's enough? So been 3 years, but 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30 years, like how long? And they're, that's a good question. And I'm like,
Japan says we still wear them everywhere in Japan. Yeah, but people wore them everywhere in Japan ever since the bird flu.
Yeah, they wear them in Japan. Well, in Korea, they wear them when it's a high dust count or whatever is the pollution or whatever. In Korea, they wear them a certain days when the news tells them. Yeah, they wear
Oh,
these
yeah.
N95 masks. I guess there's like a lot of pollution from China or North Korea, I should say.
Yeah. Did you hate it when you're someplace and you're just like, oh my gosh, I wish I had a mask right now?
Yeah. No, this it's funny. I hear are they opening up Japan finally? Where you don't have to get the shot to get in there, right?
I'm not sure about Japan's policies. I'm sure there's people out there trying to shut it all down again.
No, yeah, dude. I just seen today at Target. I walked in and they had a little booth set up with free masks and hand sanitizer again. And I'm like, what is? I almost felt like being like Jesus, where he turned over the money tables. You know?
Well, they
Like,
always have the hand sanitizer, anyways.
no, I never seen it. Well, they had a table with a guy man on the table with masks and stuff,
Oh, really?
paper masks, and I was about to flip that table over.
Would you please wear this mask?
He's like, "Would you like a mask?" And I just like rush it and just flip it over. Not in my town.
Gabriel Geski says, in Thailand, we wear masks every year when they burn the rice fields after harvest. Ooh, that makes sense.
All those rice fumes makes me hungry thinking about it. Burning rice.
Mountain Pass Music, welcome, says, is there any sketching going on here? It looks like it's straight to ink and super fast. It is double speed. This is Kim Jung Gi, rest in peace, doing my Lone Star cover for my comic book that I had on sale last year. And yeah, it is at double speed, but he still finishes the whole thing in like 3.5 hours, regardless of the speed.
Yeah.
So,
And no pencils.
yeah, and no pencils. You see over on the left here, he did do a ink layout for the piece, and then he just looked at his ink layout to do the final. So it's different from when he just does all those other crazy sketches he does everywhere. Yeah, it is awesome that he filmed it. I love it. Hey Mike, do you think? Why do I click on Vic? Do you think it's a good idea to point a 44 Magnum at your heart and tell him to never think about betraying you and giving you a heart attack? All right. Nighthawk Warrior Comics says, hard to believe that the Lone Star 3 cover by Kim Jung Gi was in 2020. Mike, how's the update on your Lone Star 3 comic? Any updates on doing a tribute for Kim Jung Gi in Lone Star 3? I probably will. Tribute cover. I mean, it's the cover. He did one of the covers.
No, you probably should do like a black and white. Just
Like,
all
black and white cover.
Hold on, let me where's that other page? I'm trying to find. I have been working on I've been working on there we go. On Lone Star covers if you want to. Not covers, Lone Star colors. Now, how do I get
What
back
is
to
this
that?
for number 3?
Yeah, this is Lone Star 3. How do I get back to where I was?
Is there going to be a Lone Star 4?
I don't know. Not in the immediate future.
Mike,
Did it disappear? What happened to it?
Mike,
What?
if anyone would know, it would be you.
There we go. All right, here, let's do this side screen. So this is a page I just finished today. It's very tricky kind of doing these. Hold on a second. Doing these colors in the dark. Doing colors in the dark. It's like it's supposed to be like barely after sunset, or like, after sort of twilight colors. Too much brown on brown.
I would just do go 80s style. Every 80s style comics.
80s? No, I'm not going to do flat colors.
No, I mean they went like really like the shit like nighttime scenes would actually be light blues.
Yeah, they just do the whole.
Oh.
You should look at like Alex Ross, what he does when it's nighttime. He just does the whole thing just like blue tone or something.
Yeah, they did some sweet like. I was surprised when I looked through the old comics, like how the colors they would just use like really lighter colors for night scenes, but it would give you a feeling of nighttime, even though they're lighter. It's because you think dark, 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 right? Because I did the whole comic like that.
Lone Star 4, shit before my Gary Coleman art. Pablo says I would do all blue. Yeah, I'm still obviously it hasn't printed yet, so still trying to figure this particular page out.
How long does it take you to do a page?
The rendering is all good. Hold on. I don't know. I haven't really timed myself. Let me see the other one I did. This is an indoor scene. I'm trying to. That's another tricky thing is doing like indoor lighting when you're trying to do natural lighting because it wouldn't be that bright because you have like a fire pit and some fire pots, but it's not like modern lighting where you just have light everywhere. So
yeah, what you do is you just do the whole thing yellow.
Everything yellow.
That's daytime, and then nighttime is blue.
Right. Okay.
Wait,
Yellow day, night blue. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, these are the latest 2 pages that I've worked on. I wonder if I did anything else.
Cool.
Is that what's his name? The vampire?
Yeah.
Is it me or does he look Asian
Sfara?
in the last panel?
I mean, he's looking down.
Okay.
You think he looks Asian? He is of Asian persuasion?
Yes. Maybe it's just me, but.
Do we all look the same to you, Jiminy? Is that what you're saying?
No, his eyes. His eyes look.
He's literally looking down.
No.
I like
Were
the
you looking
light.
in the mirror when you drew that?
No, I was not looking in the mirror. Sorry, what'd you say, Kevin?
Oh, I was just saying that the lighting and everything looks good on that page.
Oh, thank you.
I was muted and I responded much sooner, but I've been talking to myself the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, me too, Mike. I had a lot of nice things to say, but I was muted. It's too bad.
Pablo says he does look Asian. No, the rest of them look Asian. They're Mongol.
No, not the.
They're
Not
Mongol.
that one guy looks like Sebastian Shaw.
Is it just me or does Mike look
I'm
Asian?
kidding, Mike. I'm kidding.
Mike looks like Asian.
Just giving you a hard time.
Yeah. That's enough out of you guys. This stream's over.
And he's using a calligraphy brush, right? A liner.
You mean Japanese calligraphy, like
Yeah, it looks like a liner brush almost.
Yeah.
bamboo brush, whatever you call it?
It's like long
Yeah, long.
bristles. Yeah, that's something.
Look how fast he puts this together, man. It's crazy.
So much talent.
Yeah, I mean, listening to his sort of because I always figured this guy had a photographic memory, but he said that what he does not have a photographic memory, but just like all of us, like when we've drawn something once or twice, our muscle memory, we remember how to draw it, right?
Yeah.
So what he does is he literally draws everything. And he always draws it from reference, and so he always has a notebook with him, and he's always drawing things like he sees a tractor, he sees nuts, he sees a fire hydrant, he's just everything. He just puts it all into his muscle memory bank.
Wow.
And even when he doesn't have a pad of paper, he will draw it like with his hand, like on his thigh. Like pretending to draw it with like as if he has a pencil, as if he's just staring at it and tracing the lines of every part of whatever he's looking at.
Yeah.
So I mean, you do that enough after 47 years, you got a lot of stuff in your memory banks.
Yeah, but it's like how many people actually will draw like fire hydrants and cell phones or phones. It's like stuff you don't like to draw, but you have to as a comic artist.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you have to draw those things. Like I drew things. That's what I realized. Being a comic artist forces you to draw things you would never normally just draw in your sketchbook. You have to draw everyday things.
Yeah. Sean says, "What about a tribute poster?" Well, the campaign's closed, so I don't know what all I could do about that. And I don't really want to reopen it.
Good night, Zippy.
No, Zippy.
Do it for Kim Jung Gi, Mike. Do it for Kim.
King Jung Gi. Yeah.
I was thinking of posting a photo of he and I, but then Photoshop like a mask and sunglasses on myself.
What?
Sean says, "Free poster." The only answer. Yeah, that would be fun for me. I should probably queue up another. He's gonna be done with this in no time. Yeah.
Is that what you
Well,
got?
the thing,
Let me queue up another awesome Jung Gi video, so we can just have it playing in the background.
Is that where you got your favorite technique, Gary, from Kim Jong Gi?
What do you mean?
The way you, well, when I watch your live streams, you tend to like to smear the ink with your fingers to give texture.
I never really watched this guy Kim Jung Gi or
Really?
whatever. Yeah. I picked up the smudging technique from like Klaus Janson
Oh, okay.
and
Hmm.
there's another guy and Bill Sienkiewicz,
Okay.
stuff like yeah.
Okay. Cool.
the
Yeah,
thing,
see, he does a full ink wash. Man, I should. Gosh, I would feel like such a troll trying to get this now, but I didn't get the original.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
You just paid to have it as a cover?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I would feel like such a troll to freaking try to buy it now. It's like,
Why?
because he just passed away.
He doesn't need it.
You know what this reminds me of? So when guys know I did the New Spring, the Wheel of Time book,
Yes.
right? So I'd had dinner with Robert Jordan once, and then one time I came to see him here in San Diego. He had a store signing, and this was after I'd had dinner with him, and after I'd done the bulk of the book. And I was like, "Hey, man, I'd love to have you, or would you be willing to sign these pages, so that obviously they'd have greater value and whatnot." And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And he gave me his mailing address and told me, just ship them there because he couldn't take them back on the plane, and he couldn't do it there because he was wrapping up and about to leave. And like that week before I'd shipped them out, he announced that he had a this deadly blood disease, and he was dying. And I'm like,
oh man,
Man.
I'm not sending these pages to you.
yeah.
Like that.
He promised, Mike.
Oh man, it's like, dang.
Before you
How
die,
is he?
fulfill your promise to me.
Did he pass away or?
Yeah.
Oh,
He did. That's why a different author had to finish his series. All right, so let me grab just so you guys can see how this looks with Kelsey's colors on it. Kelsey actually did a whole oh wow, freaking that dude was on my show. Kelsey did a coloring stream of this piece. Where is my freaking file? Lone Star, Mind of the Monster. But I do want to just bring this up. There you go.
Yeah. Nice.
So there's the completed Kelsey Shannon colors on the Kim Jung Gi. Actually, that's not the completed one because he copy pasted this area here. Hold on, let me see.
How about that cover?
Here we go. See what he did?
Oh, the eyes
See what he
glowing.
did there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ooh.
Ella laughing my butt off. I thought for sure Mike was going to say he sent the pages overnight express. Thank you.
You're like, I didn't
so
send
much.
it.
I appreciate that. So, anyways, here's another cool Super Annie video.
Yeah. Super Annie.
I got a sketch from him too.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's cool. He did it in like a red pen,
Dang.
Yeah.
like a red brush, like actually.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So I started, on Shadow of the Conqueror. I started practicing this design where I was just going straight to the page for my pencils.
Yeah. Wow. His art reminds me of Mobius. This sort of organic look to it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's like a European almost flair to his a lot of his stuff.
Well, he's not going to whip out a French curve while he's doing this.
Yeah, but
Use the
see,
Korean
that's,
curve.
that's the thing that's hard to get across, maybe, or hard for people to understand, maybe or to communicate to people that aren't artists, is the fact that you look at some of these pieces and he's not only not doing any underdrawing, he's not roughing anything out, he's not laying it out. Also, he's thinking where a lot of people have to, even just roughing it out, you have to, like, he's doing 3-point perspective.
It's insane.
Or fish lens, or fish eye.
He does fisheye perspective.
Yeah, the curvilinear. And
technically
does that,
5-point perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like curvilinear. And so and he's thinking that way and trying to draw like that. And I'm sitting here going, there's something else going on in your brain that you're working without a net in that manner and have to focus on so many moving parts, like keeping everything in perspective, remembering the details, trying to do it. That's a lot. And trying to get that across and to understand the depth of that. I just I'm going to be honest with you. I'll tell you the truth. I didn't believe that he could do that. I thought it was some kind of trick. Because like Jim Lee is a big fan of his. I know you probably know that. But I was watching his streams, and that's where the first time I had seen his stuff. And I know Mike, you'd had some of his stuff on your streams, and I was just like, there's no way. There's no way you can think of that many things and do that consistently in every drawing that you do. And I mean, there's things that, like, he's drawing bikes. How many of you guys can draw a bike frame and get it right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because he drew it over and over again. I can draw a 1962 Volkswagen Beetle about as well as this, but that's the only car I really memorized.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. We know what a car looks like, and we can draw various kind of shapes for cars and things like that, and get most of the details right. But like things that we don't draw every day, like a bike, and he's just like, I was just looking at some of the other pieces. There was something I saw online today, maybe it was on Twitter or something, and there were dudes riding bikes, and I was like, all these little details, and you would think that a bike frame is easy, right? But it's got to make sense and look natural. And it isn't something that it's not something we draw every day. We're not asked to draw a lot of like kids on bikes and things like that.
Yeah.
It's
no, you have to really familiarize yourself to the point of being able to just visualize every single aspect of something in order to pull this off at all. That's why I draw women so well.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
You're drawing a lot.
And then and another thing, like I could communicate it to people, like when I'm at a convention, I tell kids this, young artists this too. It's like, think about this for a second. We spend our time drawing certain things all the time over and over again, but we don't draw everything. And like, somebody was like, oh, I love what you did here. This, whatever it may be. I don't know. Just Wolverine or Venom sketch or something. I love what you did this or this not. And and then I go, well, yeah, and I have fun drawing it, but if you asked me to draw Bugs Bunny and make it look like the cartoons, I couldn't do it because I don't spend my time drawing Bugs Bunny,
Yeah, like
unless
Yeah.
from
I
your
reference.
imagination, from your mind. You
I could do
couldn't.
Yeah.
Garfield. I could do Garfield. I could do Snoopy. I could do Mickey Mouse. Um, but it's because I learned them so much when I was younger. Calvin and Hobbes, obviously. but um, but yeah, just random cartoons. It's like you can picture it in your head, but then when you go to actually draw it, you're like,
That
wait,
doesn't look like what
what goes here? Right?
Yeah.
You're like, what am I missing here? How many buttons are on Mickey Mouse's trousers? Or stuff like that. It's like it's the particulars. You either memorize them or you got to reference them.
And that's what's mind blowing about what he did and
Oh, it's
how
not even
how
just
he did
that.
it.
So I have my entire life, I never visualized my drawings
Hmm.
before I started. I always had a blank piece of paper, took a pencil, and started figuring stuff out as I went. Right? This and what he does is he visualizes first and then he draws what's in his head. And I'm like, that's a totally different way of approaching art that I'd
Hmm.
love to do. And but all my drawing is just like, I go right to, I go right to work. So I don't have a lot of practice time to practice on stuff,
Hmm.
but I was actually practicing on Shadow of the Conqueror. So, and I think it came out great. Some of the stuff I did, the characters were so much more fluid and interesting. Like the posing was more interesting because I was visualizing and just putting it right to paper. So I think be practicing that again because I think I got good results. But be interesting to see where I am on the 90th page of issue 2.
Yeah. And
Sticky
so
Art
that's
says, going all right, hearing about Kim Jung Gi. I truly in shock. I know, right?
yeah. So I just think that's what, if I take anything away from it, like I had a hard time wrapping my brain around what he did. If I take anything away from it, is that and what you're talking about, and the fact that it's hard to explain to people. Like, in other words, if you hand us something and we've got reference for it, we're still going to draw the heck out of it,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we're going to do well with it. But having it on another level where you can do that consistency, like, oh, here's a sneaker with all the right details for a sneaker, and here's a bike with all the right details of how a bike is constructed, and um, all these other things, and everything, he's just like, okay, that makes sense, and it looks right, it looks natural, and it's anything, and I think that's a pretty powerful thing. I
Mm-hmm.
think as far as an artist goes.
I just get mesmerized watching these things. Gary's not even watching. He's just drawing.
What?
I can
Not
see
even
your
listening.
pen, Gary.
I'm not even listening. No, I was really shocked. I think Nighthawk. I think it was Nighthawk who wrote in my Discord and said that he had passed away. I was like, no way. We were just talking about him last night on stream about the cover that he did for you, Mike.
No way.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just shocking. I mean, and he's so young.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's just,
Just compared to us, Gary.
yeah, that's true.
It makes me want to draw, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Is like I've learned this, like, as an artist. I actually have to draw fast because I lose interest in what I'm drawing very quickly. So it's like
We
I'll
all
be
do.
drawing, and I'm like all that stuff he drew, I would lose interest like a quarter of the way through it. I'm like, what am I doing this? You know, I would be like, it doesn't make sense why I'm doing this, and then I
It's
can't
still
use it.
funny. I mean, obviously we're all different, but I love the act of drawing. It doesn't even matter if it's like what other people will find tedious, like chainmail or something. It's like
Well,
I just love
that's the
love
thing
the
too.
act
Is
of it.
there's if I really enjoy a drawing, I'll like stick to it and keep working on it, and I'm like, man, I'm almost sad to see myself finish it because I'm just having such a good time working on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, if it goes on too long, I'll be like, you know what, I'm getting sick of this already. So it's like I want to dump you right now. It's like I don't know. I was just like I have a sketchbook full of like unfinished drawings. Like for years, I would have sketchbooks with just almost finished. Nope, not finished. I lose interest, and then it's like now I can do it because of necessity. Like drawing quarter actually helped me complete stuff, right? But even now, I have some commissions and I still got to finish with some people, and it's like, but I mean that's just not wanting to finish it. It's because I got so much stuff on my tape plate. But speed, that's all I care about now, and I was like, just speed. I just want to be faster, faster.
See,
Yard says to
I'm
reach
the
high
opposite.
level of skill, show what pure dedication almost on a meditative level. Yeah, it's therapeutic. Like doing whatever you'd call mundane details. To me, that's like therapeutic because you don't have to think about it. It's just on autopilot. What's hard is drawing something you've never drawn before, right? And you're like referencing it and trying to get it right and whatnot. But if you're like familiar with the subject and you're just you could just jam it out without even having to think about it, that's like, yeah, you might as well be asleep.
Yeah, see, Alpha Proto said he feels the same way about you lose interest quick. That's why I have to design the drawing so that I can finish it almost in one sitting, maybe
Hmm.
two. Because if I don't, I'm just like, you know, I'm like, what am I doing with drawing this? It's taking forever. I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. I used to enjoy, like I said, I still there's times when I do enjoy the drawings, but I don't know. I think now it's like to me, it's like I've told this to other people too. I go, you can have a passion for drawing, but for at least for me, you start losing the passion to draw if you're not making good money at it. You start going, I don't really care about drawing anymore, you know. And it's like I've had those moments where I would be like, no, I can't just do that, and so I would stick to it, and then I would get inspired and then like start going back into it. And I always see things that inspire me, but yeah, I think for
Well,
me,
I think you're conscious of your time value. But what if
yeah.
you were just independently wealthy? I mean, you drew for fun and for free as a kid for countless thousands of hours.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I think it's more about not drawing but creating like stories. So, um, I think that's where I feel more like I feel like I'm doing something when I create a story. Like that's why I like writing, but I don't like drawing the comic out. 'Cause to me, it's like I spend all this time drawing something that takes months, and I could just be cranking out other stories, you know.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't know. That's how I wouldn't mind doing storyboards, like key scenes of stuff, you know, and but yeah, comics is like that's tough for me because I'm like I feel like it's taking way too long to get something, and I gotta really force myself not to lose interest. Like I gotta work
Yeah,
hard.
everybody's different.
Yeah,
There's no right or wrong way to be an artist. I mean, I
under
guess there's a
pressure.
wrong way, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
man,
Fuzzy creature. Yeah.
it's like he's just scraping a giant lottery ticket, scraping the what's underneath it away. And it's just there.
Oh, the drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm amazed how he's able to separate all those elements. I mean, it should look very crowded and hard to distinguish each object from another, but it's not. No
Yeah, yeah,
matter how crowded the artwork is, it's like it's you can tell what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think that's what impresses me is
And
like
there's
his
so much
design.
happening.
Yeah, his design, but yeah, it's honestly, man, I look at this. I love watching him do it, but honestly, if I try to put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, I would have lost interest. Like,
I wouldn't be able to do that.
already.
Yeah, it's nuts. I'm looking at him. It's like this guy's crazy.
I love it. I love it. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, so do I. It's like that internet meme, skill level Asian.
Oriental.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Come on. Get with the program. Voyager says, hi, Mike. Hello, Voyager. Ethan said, rip Kim Jung Gi. Indeed. Indeed. How big is that mural? It's huge. Yeah, he does it all the time. Or he did it all the time. There's a bunch of these videos of him doing these gigantic murals. I mean, we could sit here and watch them all night long. It's just, there's that many of them. It's crazy. All month long. I don't even know how many videos are on Super Annie.
Tons of them. I've
Yeah.
been watching for over a year.
It reminds me of that one. You ever seen that one autistic kid who like drew the entire Manhattan skyscraper, just like he's doing it here?
Yeah.
But it's like, for him, it was a photographic memory, right? Which to me is cheating. Like, no, legitimately, man. That's full on cheating. If you got a photographic memory. So my buddy Josh, he's an art collector, and he's like, does everybody have to, do you think that everybody has to, learn how to draw? And I'm like, well, yeah. And he's like, well, my wife didn't. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, she just sat down and did a copy of this Frazetta painting that I have, and it's it's pretty darn good. And I'm like, does she have a photographic memory? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's cheating.
You're talking. You said it in the same breath about the autistic guy. That's kind of like, it's his gift.
Okay, well, his gift is cheating.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it cheating. Okay,
Seems like that's a lot of people's gift.
Well, take it like this: if you took a normal person, you gave them a photograph and asked them to copy it, they probably wouldn't do a good job because they're not artists. It takes more than just being able to see an image, whether it's in a physical picture or in your head, in order to draw.
I could copy photographs with enormous precision.
You can.
You're an artist. At 9 years old.
Yes, you're an artist. I could do that too when I was 9. My sister and brother couldn't because they were.
Maybe they just didn't want to try. Well, Red says the work is amazing. Indeed. Khan Wrath of says, wild that he's able to keep proper perspective for a piece that's that wide. It's almost like he's tracing a drawing and no one else can see, right? Yeah, it's like he's tracing a drawing that's in his head and he's just like projecting it onto the paper. I need that superpower.
I'm hoping he left his skill to me in his will.
Fuzzy Creature says, I couldn't do it if I was tracing over the thing.
Yeah, I just couldn't. Yeah, I for the longest time, I just couldn't believe he wasn't doing something or like they said, it was tracing something that we just couldn't see. It was too light to pick up. Yeah, it's amazing.
He drew himself. That's awesome.
Wow. Pablo says, I still have issues copying photos. Yeah, I remember, oh man, in, it was like third or fourth, that must have been 4th grade. I just drew this picture of a fox out of one one of the textbooks we had at school, and I have it somewhere, but even to this day, it's like there's no way you'd think like a kid drew that.
Mm.
But it was just copying. It's just like mental Xerox.
And
All
I
right.
don't know if I need to clarify, but when I say that I didn't, or that I had a hard time believing that he did it, it's not a diss. It's just like the level.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah. It's
I
mind
did
bending.
too. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
I never saw it either.
yeah. It's just the level of
Skill.
ability. It's hard to wrap your brain around that.
It is. It's
Yeah.
even now knowing. I mean, I've known about him for a few years now. It's still when I watch him, it's like watching a magic trick. You're trying to figure out how the heck did he do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Of course, Matt Cosson does it. Freaking Cosson. Matt Cosson. Not Matt Cosson. Matt Weldon. Not you, Cosson.
Matthew Weldon. Oh yeah, he's a genius.
Where's Matt Weldon's YouTube channel?
Should be Matthew Weldon, shouldn't it? Hold on. I have it.
Matthew Weldon. 16 subscribers. That's probably him.
No, he has more than that. He has like 200 and stuff last time I checked.
Oh, Weldon was on George Alexopoulos' channel.
Oh, okay, cool. There you
What
go.
the heck?
Put Matthew Weldon's link in the chat.
Is it Weldon art? Maybe he does Weldon art. Weldon art. Yes, Matthew Weldon art. 300 subscribers. How does this kid not have more subscribers?
I know.
David, I sent you the link on Instagram, David. Come on in. Yeah, so let's see. See, Weldon does a similar thing where he has it in his head and then he just scratches it out on paper.
It's amazing.
It's called cheating.
It is. Weldon.
Look at that cheater. Look at that cheater cheat.
David says, bestest to everyone in the stream and host and the mighty chat. Greetings to you, David. 'Tis a sad day. Sad day for the art world. Frickin' Weldon. What are you going to do about that guy?
Yeah. Where's he been? What's he been doing? Have you heard from him?
He's got a real job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you give a drawing or?
I mean, he still draws projects and stuff, but man alive, he's not. I need to get him on a project that can pay him enough to take care of his family and quit having to worry about insurance and all of that stuff. He's prioritizing his family over his art. Can you believe this guy?
Ridiculous.
I know, right? Sheesh. Freaking Weldon. All right, let's. Sorry, we shouldn't be looking at Matt Weldon. We should be looking at Kim Jung Gi. Super.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to take off.
All right, Holmes Lass.
But it was good to hear all of your beautiful voices.
Yeah.
Good seeing you, Gary.
You didn't see me.
I knew you were going to say that. It's that level of snark that he has to sneak in there.
Everyone, Gary Shipman's Titan Mouse of Might Miasma. The link is in the description, so please do go and back our good friend Gary if you have not already.
My asthma.
All right. Thanks, everybody. God bless you.
Good luck with your asthma.
Thank you.
See you, Gary.
More Kim Jung Gi. Yeah, he was incredible. I guess Weldon's going to have to take up the mantle.
Yes.
He's going to have to learn how to use a brush pen.
Had to give up that big pen of his.
Yeah. You know, if we got Weldon a brush pen and a really big piece of paper and started filming this, Weldon's probably at work right now. So
What's he do? No details, but just curious. Do you know what
he
he's
does
doing?
something that requires he be doing it at night.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's why he hasn't been able to make it in here.
Oh, okay.
He's a gun for hire.
That's right. He's a mercenary. Gary doesn't seem to want to leave. He's still in the chat. Saying goodbye. It's so hard to say goodbye to Gary Shipman. He's a stripper. That's right, Pablo.
Oh no.
Yep, he got those implants.
Uh-oh. It's all adding up now.
Mike, you need to get him some work.
He's
So, Mike,
shaking Weldon Tushy for the
how is your
lady.
daughter Eden? Is she doing any new art? She does stuff here and there. She's doing well. She's in a play coming up pretty soon here, which will be the first time I've worn a mask other than going to a hospital in a very, very long time. Although I'm just going to put it on to get in the door, and then I'll take it off when I sit down because there's no way I'm wearing a mask for 2 hours. You got to do what you got to do. Got to provide for his family. That is absolutely correct. Gary says, my asthma. Get out of here, Gary. Oh, I did want to show you guys. They finally, not they, but you know that billionaire dude that I work for? He finally showed the NFT collection.
Oh, that's it.
Let me find it. Let's see. To yesterday. Here we go. Now, let me pause this. Well, it's almost done. I'll wait till it's done.
Yeah, you wait.
I will wait. You can't tell me what to do, mister.
So, Mike, finally tomorrow, or rather, what time is it now? Yeah, tomorrow.
8:14 p.m.
Yeah, I'm looking at my time. We'll finally see Daredevil on She-Hulk.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they put out a clip from it
Yeah.
already.
And look, yeah, 45-second clip, and it looked better than the first 7 episodes of She-Hulk.
Yeah, it did. That's the thing, man. It was like some cool camera angles in the
Yep.
fight and some some action. It's like
Yeah, they probably got a man to direct it.
Some actual funny quips.
yeah. I mean,
It's like, why'd you waste 5.5 hours of my time with the nonsense before this?
It is
Yeah.
what it is. All right, so here is the Squid King.
true.
What is that?
It's a squid.
It's a squid bro.
Okay, Squid
It's a
Bro.
squid bro. Squid. It's a squid grow. Squid bro. Squid grow is the token that. So this guy, you probably don't know Jiminy, or unless you were paying attention.
Right.
This is the dude who he's like the legendary investor of Shiba Inu. He invested $8,000 kind of as a troll in Shiba Inu back when it was, pretty much worthless.
Right.
And that $8,000 became worth $5.7 billion at the peak. I don't know what it is now, but it's probably
Pretty good
still
troll.
Yeah, pretty good troll. And so he created his own token and his own it's a utility token called Squid Grow. And he told me essentially he made it because he was sick of all of his friends and family getting rug pulled on projects. So he wanted to create a token that had real utility, real value, build an entire infrastructure and community around it. And
Cool.
And it's doing quite well. He added $25,000 worth of liquidity to it, and it
Mhm.
went as high as $50 million within the span of 3 months.
Wow.
It's down now,
Mhm.
but it might be a good time to get in. Not financial advice, but he's building. No, this dude just keeps building, and he's doing it all with his own money, right?
Yeah.
Terrible business. Never use your own money, but he's got so much money he doesn't care.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's building an exchange. He's building an NFT platform.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's doing an NFT collection. He's just constantly building onto this to build the whole ecosystem. He's got it on like a whole bunch of exchanges, which is like that's the tricky part about a lot of these things, because some exchanges it costs a freaking crap ton of money
Yeah.
to get your coin listed,
Right.
and he was like out the gate with like a dozen different exchanges or something like that. He's like, oh yeah, let's throw it on here, here, take my money.
Cool.
I don't know what else to do with it.
Yeah. Hey man, if you made that much money on a troll, then why not? That's cool. I guess he's motivated to try and make it work because he has all of his friends and family, sort of on it and watching him.
Yeah. And if you see this here, this is one of my NFTs.
Yeah.
That's his avatar.
What
He
the
uses
okay, gotcha.
he uses a Funky Monkey Genesis
Yeah.
collection
Cool.
avatar for his Twitter page.
That's cool.
I'm sure he'll switch it to something like this, after the NFT collection launches. But yeah.
So you have variations on this, or is it?
Yeah, dude, this thing has 765 different layer attributes right now.
Can we see some?
Which is no, I can't show anything that he hasn't shown.
Gotcha.
Which is, by the way, about twice as many as a normal NFT project.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's
Sounds like a good project.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah. I mean, for you.
Well, I get paid pretty well.
Good.
I want to be at least one day like that.
So will there ever be any new D&Q live streams on your channel in the future, Mike, or comic page tutorials or NFT art tutorials? Yeah. I'm sure there will be more drawn and quartered in the future at some point, but just not right now.
You should have a drawing quarter where we have to draw like Kim Jung Gi, straight from inks, no pencils, no layouts.
Yeah, as long as Matt's not in here, we'll be fine.
Oh yeah, Matt is not allowed to participate. Or who's the other artist?
Dan Frega.
Huh?
Frega?
Yeah, Fraga. He can't do it either.
Yeah. Let's go back to Super Annie and find another. I like the big ones where they're time lapsed. Ooh, what's this? Is this a comic page? Oh no, that's too slow. Too slow. I need the time lapse. Dang it. That's a live stream, and I'm sure everyone's speaking Korean.
That's subtitles.
Videos. That's live. Ooh, Batman.
Ooh, let's see it.
Batman.
What?
Get to work, Super Annie. All right, let me double up the speed on this.
I am Batman.
Batomano. Weldon is working that pole. We can't have D&Q until we can get Matt out of the strip club.
That's great.
Alpha Broda says, how do NFT artists not get taken advantage of? I see job openings for NFT artists, but it irks me knowing someone is getting rich off the artist's work. Well, here's the thing. NFT artists, if you're not an idiot, get paid really well And I grant you that doesn't mean you're going to necessarily make millions of dollars, even though a collection might be making millions of dollars. But at the same time, you're not the one running the risk
Yeah.
of funding and marketing and dev work and all that other stuff. So it's just like anything else. It's like, look, I might get paid a few $1,000s to do an issue of a comic book, and say something really big happens and that comic book sells 100,000 copies, whatever. It's it's DC that makes all that money. It's not me. That's the
Yeah.
life of an artist.
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah, I will continue to take these NFT gigs as long as they keep coming. When is the D&Q NFTs going to happen? I don't know about that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Except most of the D&Qs are based on
Oh
copyrighted
yeah.
characters. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I'm surprised that Marvel and DC didn't use him more for their books, for covers and things. Like they've used what's his name? The other Korean, or I think he's Korean. Um, my brain just died. You know who I'm talking about, Mike? He
I
does like,
know who you're talking about, and is Stanley Lau.
yeah. What's his name? What's his artist name?
Oh,
Art Germ.
Art Germ.
Archer.
Yeah, Art Germ. Thank you.
I met him that same weekend that I met Kim Jung Gi, except he actually speaks English.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I'm surprised they never used Kim Jong Gi at all. I can't remember seeing any of his work on Marvel or DC books.
I think he did do something. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah.
What has he done?
Yeah, he did. Wait, was this him? Motherlands. Yeah. So he did this triptych cover.
Hmm?
He did this.
Oh, whoa.
This is 3 covers.
What?
But yeah, that's like the only thing that really pops up when you Google it or when you
What's that
search
from? Do you know?
it. DC Trinity.
Okay. Huh.
And he did a Civil War 2 variant cover.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, that's beautiful art.
Yeah, here's the
Oh wow.
variant cover.
Huh. That is cool.
Other than that, all I'm seeing is you did one for Hit Girl,
Mm.
Batman. He did a variant cover for Batman Fortnite 0 Point. Yeah, very few. It is funny that he didn't do more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put in a comic cover. You put in Kim Jung Gi comic cover, and mine is like the 6th one down. Didn't do a ton, especially not American stuff.
Yeah.
That does, yeah, it makes you wonder why people didn't just automatically go
Yeah.
to him, right?
Yeah, because I find his work very appealing. I find it very interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Rainey, like Tom Rainey, Archer, KJG, Kim Jung Gi, Chester Busby, all the legends were at Tokyo Comic Con back in 2018. Oh, you mean Reenie? Reenie, yeah. She was sitting right next to me. Eden thought I was flirting with her. I'm like, I don't even find Asian women attractive. Oriental, sorry. Sorry to all my Oriental brothers and sisters out there. Jeff Potts, being disrespectful, says, not to be disrespectful, but the title cover reveal for my next book will drop on my YouTube channel October 13th. There you go. Vic, Greenie does not suck. What are you talking about? She's really good.
Who?
Reenie,
Who's that?
she's a artist. She's been on a lot of the Comicsgate streams lately, as of the last few months. But she's a Marvel DC artist who I don't even know how she hooked up with Comicsgate, but she does a book called Fiendish. And it's really good. Looks
yeah,
really good.
yeah.
I haven't read it. Nighthawk says, I'm just surprised Mike hasn't made any new comic books on Indiegogo since Lone Star 3. Once again, I make so much more money doing NFTs than comics. There's the only reason I'm doing Shadow of the Conqueror is because I've previously agreed to it. And,
And you already did
I do want to work on it, and I'm excited about it. But it's like I wouldn't have taken on another comic project, even though Shad pays very well and all that stuff. But it still doesn't compare to what I get paid for an NFT project. And I don't know. It seems like we'll see, because this bear market won't last forever. But even in this bear market, I'm getting NFT projects, so I don't even know what's going to happen when the bull market kicks back in. Right? Hopefully, I'll be lining all these guys up with more NFT projects, because as they come to me.
Yeah. I just want to know what it's like to say, hey, I get paid way more than I do for a comic project.
Look at that. He's putting those images in his brain.
He's
That's what he
cheating.
does.
Yeah, see, for me,
He's cheating.
that's why I look at that and I go, I don't need to do that. I just get a photo and I can do it. I'm like, plus I'm thinking, I'm always thinking about time, and I'm like, I don't have time to do that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? At least for me.
I like how his Batman is so hardcore they stapled an actual bat to his chest.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love that Batman, man.
It's
that
a bat
arm,
tie, like a
the
bow
hand.
tie, but it's a bat tie.
Bat tie.
Irene Strakalski. It's Irene. I couldn't figure out how to get there from Irene. Come on, Irene, and see what I mean. Da-da. Oh, that's Eileen.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Vic says, does Matt Weldon draw like Kim Jung Gi? Do you think he can make a counterfeit Lone Star 3 last ever Kim Jung Gi cover? I already have a Lone Star 3 Kim Jung Gi cover. Why would I need a counterfeit one? And for Pete's sake, the campaign's closed. I'm not going to sell any more books. Should I do the last? I don't know. It doesn't seem to even make sense to do a last chance campaign on that. Well, you know what? Let's see how the fulfillment goes with. What's the date? Ooh, next week. We should be getting our pages for our books for Monster Hunt 2 in next week.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So let's see how smooth the fulfillment goes on that. And if it's just like, smooth as glass, and I just hire, I'm having Dark Gift to the fulfill it. He offers that as a service, and if it goes, smooth as a whistle, then maybe it does make sense to open that campaign back up and sell some more Lone Star 3 before it goes to print. Hashtag last chance Lone Star. As long as I don't have to have more thousands of books shipped to my house and deal with all that crap. It's funny. The initial idea for the cover, when I talked to him in Japan through his translator, obviously, was that I wanted him to pencil a cover for me, and then I would ink it.
Yeah.
And then
I think I remember something about that.
Yeah, I told him that idea, and he's like, he wanted to see my portfolio, so I brought him over one of my books, and he's like, the look on his face, like, yeah. So he totally wanted to collab. But then when it came time to do it, I think he just forgot, and just I wasn't gonna be like, well, I'm gonna ink over your inks, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him pencil?
I haven't.
I think so.
I've only seen him do these inking workshops. So.
All right.
No,
Well, he can do that with pencil.
It's funny watching him do this. Like it bothers me because I feel like just be done already. I know it sounds funny, but it's like, to me, I'm like, I want to see the drawing like in a phase where it's almost done when I just first do the pencils, and then, or the made outlines are all done, and then just drop in shadows, and then hue render, and then done. Like, I guess that's just me. I'm just like, done, get it done.
SC Spider says, thought I was subscribed and am just not seeing it in my feed. Yeah, everybody should do this once in a while to the channels, because YouTube is jerk. Check your notifications and then click your notifications off and back on to all, because if you don't have your notifications set to all, it won't work. Like right now, I'm not, just all of a sudden, like the last day or two, I haven't been getting my notifications from John Delarose, and up until then I was. So it's like, obviously YouTube is. I just heard a cop. Did you guys hear that?
No.
It was a cop on his phone, whatever.
What?
Megaphone. Really? And he was saying, "You're driving the wrong way in the lane. Please turn around."
Whoa. Your kids are all home, right, Mike?
Yeah, it's my daughter.
He's like, "You're driving the wrong way." I'm like, he must be drunk. How does he know where I'm going? You're going the wrong way. Remember that trains, planes, and automobiles?
Still talking to the guy.
See, whenever I hear police talking, usually it's like, he's a 5'10" black man with red shirt and red hoodie.
Oh God, you get that? Yeah, from
the helicopter flying overhead.
The ghetto birds.
Do not open up the door.
Yeah, we got a lot of ghetto birds around here.
I've never seen any of this stuff, even when I lived in Detroit, until I came out here. Like Detroit was like just calm and cool, and like out here it's all like crazy stuff going on. Like seriously, man, I literally lived 2 blocks away from Detroit. I was on 7 Mile, close to 8 Mile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And my neighborhood though, after we moved out, people told me that it became basically like Back to the Future too. Remember where he went to the remember he went to go to his house, and it was like a different family living there. It became a ghetto. His name.
Oh yeah, because the time had changed. Yeah, the time travel or whatever and stuff.
It changed. Yeah, that's what happened to my neighborhood now. Like my neighborhood used to be like a bunch of like old retired white people, like just like trimming their hedges with scissors, like making sure it's perfect. And
Mm.
now it's like just run down, like because they're all passed away and gone. It's like I was
It's
like,
like
man,
It's a Wonderful Life when George came back to his old house.
yeah, yeah. It's seriously like the bushes in my old house. It's like they all grow together. You can't even get to the door. It's like all just one giant bush surrounding the house. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, I went back to my house in San Jose, and I was there when they planted these trees. You're giving me curry right now?
Oh, that sounds good, curry. Sorry.
Mike smells food.
It's apparently dinner time.
Should be.
Uh-oh.
What?
So,
Curry?
when I was a kid,
That's not.
you know how when they plant a tree and they put the sticks in the ground next to the tree so this tree will stand straight up and whatnot?
Yeah.
Dude, I went back there a few years ago, and granted, I am 51 years old now, but I went back there when I was like probably 49, 48, 49.
Yeah.
Holy cow, these things are like 3 feet wide and like 40 feet tall, and it's like
Whoa.
crazy just thinking about how
Yeah.
There were little tiny baby trees.
yeah, they were just like saplings I was just nuts.
I seen that with my old house as a kid. The tiny little skinny tree where if you grabbed on it, you could just grip it with your one hand, And then
Mhm.
it's like the size of the house now. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Who knew trees grew?
Yeah. Look at those big ones, man. They look like they're like 30 feet wide. Those real gnarly old ones.
And really,
Hundreds
that
of
was
years
probably
old.
only 40 years because I was like, how old was I when I moved into that house? I was 7, maybe. So yeah,
That's cool.
let me see. Los Alamitos Middle School. See if I can find.
Did you go to the same like schools like in the same town growing up? Like like in the same city? Like you went from like grade school to junior high to high school with the same kids? Like
Wait, what?
you know how you grow up with the same kids, like you knew people you used to know in grade school or in your high school too?
Um,
Or you moved around.
What?
Did you move around?
no. From elementary through high school, yeah, I a lot of the guys were the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never experienced that. Every school I went to I went to like 7, no, 8 different schools growing up. So it was like I never
Wow.
seen anybody grow up. Like I would
Oh,
just see it
really?
for a couple of years and like, all right, have a nice life, and then take off to another school. It was like
I
weird.
think it's crazy that I can't find any pictures of this school. San Jose, California.
But I have good memories in school. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, some really good friends. There's a few that I actually kept in touch with from grade school that even though I moved out of state, I still kept in touch with them. I even went to his wedding and he came to my wedding.
Cool.
Not very far and few between people that I know that long.
What is Mike eating?
Curry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, really?
Curry, man. Curry.
Awesome.
Curry? What kind of curry? Homemade?
Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese curry. I love. Have you ever had Zen curry?
Zen? No.
Oh my gosh. It is made with 15 different herbs and spices. It's so good. 16, sorry, 16. It is like crazy good, Mike. It's Japanese curry. I think it started in Vegas and they brought it out here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mike. So good. They slow cook it in this giant vat.
Oh yeah, it's caramelized with onions and carrots.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
He's eating curry in front of us. Look at this.
Oh no! Why?
And it was delivered by my beautiful bride. Oh.
He's like,
Why does he have to do that when I had a rough day?
oh, guess what happened today?
Oh gosh,
Hmm.
I didn't tell them.
They had a comic. They found comics missing. Like they found empty Mylar bags with
What?
expensive, like over 100 plus. The price tag was over $100 on a bunch of comics. And guess what? They looked at the video, and guess who stole from him? He was an actor.
Oh wow.
What?
It is an actor. They contacted his agent and his manager and said, "You guys stole from us."
What,
Wow.
From where?
He's from what was he in? He was in
He was
He was-
uncredited for a lot of.
he was in a lot of movies. He was in the Hulk 2003 with
He was in Ace Ventura.
Ang
Pet
Lee.
Detective.
Yeah, Ace Ventura, Pet
He was
Detective,
in True Lies.
True Lies. He was in all these. He was like these like side. Like he was playing a cop or a security guard or background characters.
He's a meanie.
Where did they steal these comics from?
Oh, comic store.
He's a thief.
Hey, you guys want to see the house I grew up in?
Oh, cool.
Expose him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, that's the house you grew up in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty. That's my mother's house.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Biggest freaking San Jose. How much do you think that house is worth?
Oh, 15 million.
It's San Jose, California.
15 million. Not
Gosh,
saying
man,
that.
everything's inflation now.
2 million.
No, probably like back in the day. Or not.
Back in the day, no, yeah, my parents bought that thing for like I think $70,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's about right. That's about what my parents got their place for.
yeah, my parents bought their place here in Boca for, I think my mom said 85,000,
Mhm.
and I checked a couple of months ago because my next door neighbor moved, and our house was at like 900 and something thousand.
Oh my
Whoa.
god!
I was shocked.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look at-
the payments
look
that
at
my
this.
parents
Look.
were making were like $785 a month or something for a 3-bedroom, upstairs, downstairs, 2-car garage.
Look at this freaking estimate.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh! See, look at
What's-
that. Should be a
what's that?
crime right there.
Oh.
$5,000 a month. That's a crime.
Right?
So they're saying it's close to 2 million then, right?
Close to 2 million.
Yeah.
How
So that's pretty
working-
close.
That's crazy.
How do people afford $5,000
Never
a month in rent?
sell an appreciating asset.
Yeah. My goodness, man.
Wow.
Some lady told me in California, she's like, she said, "Oh, you're looking for a place to rent, like a house?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "How much?" She goes, "How much do you charge for rent?" She's like, 4,000, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Stop the car!" Like, get out of my car.
Yeah,
I was like,
my
"4
wife's
grand?"
my wife's dance teacher, the house she's renting now is here in Claremont, $5,000 a month.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, what are these people making to be able to afford that crap?
Yeah,
Dude,
but
my
my
house
homeless.
My house here would rent for over $3,000 a month.
Yeah, see, that's still expensive, but that's still, I'm like, well, okay, it's a house, because I heard people renting apartments out here in California for $3,000 a month.
Sheesh.
Yeah, like for right now, like
I'll be right
Becky and I pay more for our rent for our studio than her sister does for like a 3-bedroom house with like an acre of land in Oklahoma.
Wow.
We're paying more money just for a little studio apartment. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Hmm.
What?
We're gonna eat.
Oh, I'll take care of that.
Man, yeah, it is crazy, man. I don't get these people. Like, I'm like, these, man, California, like, there's so many, like, it's mostly left wing people, and they're supposed to be all like, we're about the people. I'm like, yeah, they about charging the people. Top dollar, man. That's why if I rented a place, I would rent it so cheap people would be dying to get into my place. They'd be like,
You don't.
yeah, crime, man.
Yes.
Sex.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, Eden's not here right now. Is Eden here?
Thank you.
Is Eden here? I don't think she's here.
Uh-oh.
She's probably a youth group or something.
I was gonna say she's the one that the cops like, you're going the wrong way. It's quicker this way. It's a shortcut.
No, it's California, man. California, there's not enough housing.
Well, there's enough housing. There's just nobody can afford it.
No, there's
Yeah.
not enough housing. If there was enough housing, the housing wouldn't be so expensive. Supply and demand.
I don't know, man. There's so many people. They're building tons and tons of apartment buildings because that's all people can afford. Which I don't even know how they can afford them. How could they afford a $3,000 apartment? And why would you even want to?
Yeah, man. Whew.
Well, that's the thing in San Jose. Like, that's like tech center, right? So like my dad and like a bunch of my friends' dads, and they all worked at IBM or Digital or one of a dozen other high tech companies which pay, starting salary was 6 figures or more, and that's San Jose.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's what I'm
the
saying.
housing
Yeah,
price
you
went up so much.
like you got to be making like good money. Like my one guy I knew, he was working for Warner Brothers, and he was making pretty good money as a storyboard revisionist, but like it was like 85-90% of his money was going just to rent, you know.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
it's like that is a waste, man. I'd be living in
Yeah.
my car if I was freaking, you know what I mean? And I would be, man. I'd be like, I'd buy a trailer home, living there for like a couple of years, save up my money for a house.
Well, that's why people buy here, and then they get to the end of their life, they want to retire or whatever, and they're just like, all right, I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm gonna go live in, you know, Kalamazoo. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and live like a king. It's like seriously.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I would say the houses that you see, like when I was in Oklahoma, they had these houses that look like mansions, and they're like a half the price of like a little like 2-bedroom cottage out here in California. That looked like a dump. You know what I mean? Like the one place looked like a crack house, like actually like a crack garage. It didn't even look like a house. It was 1 bedroom, and it was like it was the lady told my dad it was like 300 something thousand. And my dad laughed, and she's like, "No, I'm serious." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, like 300,000 for this little 1 bedroom little dump." I'm like, "You kidding me?"
Whew.
It's like we burnt that place to the ground the next day. I go, how much is it worth now? That ashen pile. No, it's just insane though. We were just like, now I can see why. You know what some people do in California? They take the backyard and they actually build a small house on it and then rent
Yep.
it to a family.
They just made that the law that because of the housing crisis, they're going to start making, um, like, pretty much. I think the rule that just changed that any residence can now be made into a multifamily resident.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what people do, man. They turn the garage to an apartment and rent it to a young person or something.
right. Heck, my hey, gummit, why isn't this working? My niece's mother, she this will not freaking work.
Uh-oh.
Is my keyboard not freaking working? What's going on here?
Try unplugging it and plugging it back up.
No, dude, I had to turn my phone off and on because like the screen wasn't working.
Oh.
All right, let's see. I want to see how much my neighbor is selling their house for. Next door to me, exact same house as mine, but flipped. They're selling it for $766,300.
Mercenary Mike.
And they only owe like $300,000 on it because they took money out over the years. But the dude that lives there, he's like 92 years old. And so I was talking to his daughter the other day, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to sell the house, and then be able to take care of dad and live in either in Georgia or in Idaho, just with all that extra money." Because
Smart.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's smart.
Crazy. I really would love to buy that house next door and just like knock down the fence and have a cool little like shared area in the middle, make it like a duplex property. Because like I said, it's mirrored, right? So we have like the back of my house is the back of their house. And if we could just tear out the fence and just like cement over that whole area, it would be the coolest patio.
Make an offer.
I don't have $766,000 to just throw around. I ain't that rich. All my money goes back into my projects.
Hey, Mike, can I show you the video of that actor stealing?
Yeah.
Here, let me see. Let's see. Share.
Go
to present. Oh, here we go. Wait, what do I say? Present. It looks different now. The settings. Present screen.
Yeah, courtyard would be rad.
Let's see.
Sticky Art said, my friend just sold his 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bath that he bought in 2016 for $270, just sold for $700 earlier this year. Sheesh. As
Okay.
Spider says, want to see something nuts? Look up abandoned mansions. That's that's Venezuela, man. All the rich people left and abandoned their mansions.
Okay, I got it. You want to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the guy, and this is at the comic shop. Look what he does. Look at him. Now, what do you think he does?
Putting them on the shirt.
See?
Wow.
And he said he's an actor. He said that they called him up, and he said, "No, it was just itching my belly." And then he sent him a picture of his belly, his bare belly. Look at, I go, his belly's square. Look at that.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of commercials, and like he's got like he has like this is the problem. He has a presence on
I think he has 21,000 followers on Instagram.
Acting just doesn't pay the way it used to.
yeah, he's got to steal his comic addiction now for his guy. Oh my gosh. But he said, yeah, I was itching my belly.
Does
I
Mike think
have a
that's
belly
an actual
itcher. It's
theft
square shaped.
like video? Yeah, okay.
I you know in
We're not going crazy here.
no, and then everyone goes, it's obvious. Yeah, she say it's not just me. He looks like he's taking it, right? Because he's denying that he took anything, and so he's like, he just goes, go ahead and call the police, you know, and he's like, let them do what they do, and then it's like this guy. So he actually took the video and say,
yeah,
they took the video and they sent it to TMZ.
No.
Oh wow. Yeah, so this guy's like, because they didn't like how his attitude was. He just like,
yeah, you can tell him all this stuff. He's already been exposed. He's even blocked people on his Facebook.
Yeah, he has a Facebook
now
page and Instagram.
Everybody's trying to hate on him, and they can't because he's now blocking. That goes to show you he did something wrong.
Dude, it's just like, just say, sorry, my bad, and just pay for the book.
He won't even admit it.
No, he's like, I didn't do nothing, and you can see it under his shirt.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty blatant right there.
Oh man, I was like cracking up because I'm like, he kind of looks almost like Hop from Stranger Things.
From Stranger Things and Jeff Bridges.
Doesn't he almost like a Hopper from Stranger Things?
And Jeff Bridges, like morph the two together.
Yeah. But he played.
That's what Kaylin thought. He was like, it's Hopper.
I seen him. They showed it. He has a reel on YouTube where it's like they showed him in the Hulk with was it Steve? Was it Bannon? What's the guy's not Steve Bannon?
Eric Bana.
Eric Bannon. Yeah, Eric Bannon. Okay. And but yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh.
I see Spider says, shoot, I live in North Carolina and we have abandoned houses all over the place, many just rotting away. One of my friends that's been on this show, he lives in Indiana, and so he makes really good money now, but he wants to stick it out in his neighborhood to sort of, like help bring up the quality of his neighborhood. And they tore down the house next door to him was abandoned and rotting and just trash, and so the city came and tore it down, and he just put a fence around it.
Oh wow.
He straight up ganked the property next door. and then planted grass and just made it his just giant yard next door, and then the city came around, and they're like, wait a minute.
What is this?
So they said, if you want this land, you're gonna have to pay the taxes on it. And so
Oh.
he got
Oh.
free land. He just has to pay the taxes on it.
That's great.
Oh wow.
Right? That was so funny. But dude, the town where my wife lives, or where my wife lived, where she grew up, it's called
Uh-huh.
Cairo, Illinois. Dude, there's videos on what a freaking trash hole this place turned into.
Mm.
It's like, let me see if I can find one. Cairo, Illinois. Let's see. Eerily empty town is almost totally abandoned despite its fascinating history. So there's still like nice houses there and stuff, but dude, they like a while ago, just recently actually, they tore down a bunch of the buildings downtown because they were just shuttered and abandoned and falling apart and stuff. And then I don't know where they got the money to actually tear it down, but yeah, it's practically a ghost town. And my wife's aunt still lives there.
Mm.
I'll take it.
What are we watching now?
Cairo is the most dangerous town in Illinois, and you should never go there, especially at night.
Oh wow.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
gotta see
I believe
this.
Eh, so funny.
At Amy Lester, yeah. I think it's 1,000, not 100.
What?
For what?
1,000 what?
$1,000 the limit on what they won't charge
Yeah.
you on if you
You
steal.
can steal up to $999 worth of stuff, and the police will not arrest you.
Oh,
Man.
dude, did you see that Asian guy? He ran in the smoke shop and they tried to rob him like that, and he like stabbed the guy like 7
Oh,
times.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
great.
That was in Vegas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, that guy was like, I'm dead. He's like,
Yeah.
but he lived.
And he,
Oh,
he,
did
said,
he?
he says to the guy who stabbed him, says, "Please help me, man. Please don't kill me." He says, "Shut up."
Shut up.
Shit,
dude.
noise, you.
I think I must have took martial arts though. The guy stabbed him because you can tell though he's hit those targets where he was hitting him in the hips and then
You read this one?
what?
Cairo, Illinois, the worst ghost town in the Midwest.
Dude,
wow.
the worst capital.
Legitimate. Dude. My wife's house is still standing.
Or oh yeah, that's right. She's in Illinois, right?
Yeah, she's from this town.
Oh wow.
Oh
really?
wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, one
Yeah.
horse town. I've never seen a one horse town before.
Yeah, it's so funny. There's so many videos on this town and what a dump it is.
Oh my gosh. Is that her place?
No. She lived
Whoa.
there's
Oh
a
my gosh.
central neighborhood that still has these nice like historic houses and stuff.
Oh my gosh. That's a war zone.
And it's probably changed a little bit since the time she lived there, I imagine too, right?
a bit. Well, dude, Cairo was like they used to call it Little Chicago because it's literally like location. This should be freaking New York. It should be Chicago.
Yeah.
It's on the convergence of the Mississippi and some other river. I can't remember what it is, but it's like it's the convergence point. It should be like this huge shipping and like port town. But you know what destroyed this town?
Oh my gosh, look at that house.
You know what destroyed this town?
What?
This is gonna get political.
Oh, I know it did. Start with a D.
No. Well, I mean, long term, yes, but short term, it was the civil rights movement.
Oh no.
This is like a 90% black town. All the businesses were owned. Gosh darn it! Am I scratching off one? All the businesses were owned by the Jews and the whites, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, during and they had civil rights riots here and stuff. And at some point, the blacks during the civil rights protesting thing, they said, I don't know, it was something about equality and all that, blah blah blah. And they stood up and
That silly little thing called equality.
Yeah,
Blah,
equality.
blah, 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 something like that.
no, but they legitimately went on strike as customers because all the businesses were owned by whites. So they decided to no longer shop and give their money to the whites because the whites were the ones with the money, and they were the ones shopping and going to the barbers and all of that stuff. So what do you think happened to all the whites when their businesses were no longer making any money?
Well, they had to leave.
Yeah.
They left.
So no black people took
No
their
black
place?
people stepped up to take their places.
Where did the black people in town shop?
Exactly. Probably in Paducah. Paducah's right across the river.
Who wouldn't shop in Paducah?
It's like a microcosm of South Africa.
Wow, man, this looks like it'd be a good location to shoot like a zombie movie or something, or a
Right.
scary movie.
Yeah, I mean,
It's funny. I was talking to a movie producer about this town, and I was like, you could probably just like rent, or you could actually buy like part of downtown Cairo, Illinois, and turn it into a movie studio for less than it would be to build a movie set. Right?
wow.
They were literally selling properties here for $1.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go down there.
You didn't buy any, Mike?
No, I did not. But then he said he started laughing, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "that's what we did for." I can't remember the name of the movie. It was some tornado movie. He's all, "That's what we did with Detroit." He
Oh,
said,
wow.
"We just went and filmed this disaster movie in Detroit because it looks like it already got hit by a tornado."
Yeah, dude, Detroit, they filmed a lot of that type of stuff in Detroit because it's run down, right? And so I was on the set of one of the what is it, that movie that Michael I forgot his name, the guy who does Transformers.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, I was on the set of Michael Bay when he was filming that movie with Hugh McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. What was it called?
The Island.
The Island, yeah. They shot it in some of it in Detroit. So I was walking around downtown Detroit, and they had the sets still up, but they weren't there filming. They were in another location, right, filming. But it was still, the sets were still there, and people were walking around, and nobody knew it was a set. And I was like taking pictures of the set because of sci-fi looking like stations and stuff. And people are like, "What are you taking pictures of?" And I'm like, "The set." And like, "What set?" And I'm like, "Does that look like a normal street sign to you?" Look at it,
Yeah.
But it was they run down train station, and they filmed the last scene with them, and they filmed Transformers there too, a part of that.
Cairo,
Jeez.
Illinois, ladies and gentlemen. Cairo, Illinois.
That is cool.
Book your hotel vacation spot now.
Dude, I want to go buy some land there.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I mean, I think if somebody put a freaking plant there, like Tesla decided, but they can't because it's Illinois, so it's got all those jack taxes. Right? So nobody's going to put Cairo is considered the northernmost southern city because it's in a northern state, but the tip of it's completely south. It's like southern to the bone.
Man, I want to buy like some property and build like a giant complex underground. Like it's cost me $500.
So here's a comment I'm confused with. He says, "Wait, why is everyone saying Mike is such a bad guy, and they are showing proof? Aren't all you comic guys friends? Y'all talk, right? With comic artists, I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking. Did you just come from an Ethan stream where they're talking smack? That's the only thing I can assume. When did Kim die? Wasn't he super young? Yesterday. He died yesterday.
Yeah, he's 47.
Yeah, let's get back to this Caro stuff is depressing. Let's get back to watching. This
a
is
lot of-
depressing. Let's go. Let's watch the guy who died.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to bring that up.
Strider is trolling. Based schizo posting.
It's based. It's
Schizo posting. I mean, if it weren't for the extreme flood risk, there is a flood risk there. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I can show you. Like, it's literally like the southern tip.
oh,
If you want to see it on a map.
well, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, Judgment Night. Yeah, I would say so too. Hellstorm.
Yeah. So see, this is Caro. This is what is this river? The Ohio and the Mississippi rivers, the confluence. So right, this should be. Oh, so like I was saying, it used to be called Little Chicago. Dude, they had gambling and prostitution and the mob.
Dude, they had all the good stuff.
They had
and then
all
they
the
had to
good
go-
stuff back in the day. And you guys ever heard of the Purple Gang?
Heard of,
Yeah.
but
So
not
here
about.
you can see it. That is the southernmost tip of Illinois, right there. The Purple Gang, Whitey Bulger's gang, I think it was called. Purple Gang, Wikipedia, known as the Sugar House Gang, is a criminal mob of bootleggers and hijackers comprised predominantly of Jewish gangsters. They operated in Detroit, Michigan during the 1920s. Well, I'm not going to get into the whole thing here, but there's a dude in my father-in-law's one of my father-in-law's bar mitzvah photos that is a dead ringer for one of the dudes in the Purple Gang. And if you look at the photo, dude, they're in like freaking straight up, $1,000 suits, and like they just look all ganged up. It's just hilarious. His dad in Caro was a a junk dealer, and he was a millionaire in the 20s dealing junk.
Jeez.
I'm not going to make any assumptions about
What kind of junk
Are
was he
you-
selling?
Are you saying that Jill's father was a made man?
No.
I'm
No,
a self-made
not-
man.
The Purple Gang was insane, but yeah, they were known to be involved in Caro goings about, but also her aunt. There's actually a book out there called Sins of the South that was about not her aunt but her uncle, who was literally like mob executed in his living room.
Wow.
Like he came home from dinner with his wife, and there were two gentlemen in fine coats waiting in his living room and just took him out and walked out. It's like, it's so funny because when the lady who wrote that book, Sins of the South, was doing all of this research for this story, like she was on this was back in like, when was this? It was like 20 years ago or something like that. But she was like on the Caro message boards and stuff trying to find information. And there were all these people on the message board being like, lady, you better know how to let a sleeping dog lie. They're like, you don't want to be messing around with it's like, dude, this is like decades later. And people are still like, yeah, we don't talk about that.
See. Yeah, man. See, yeah, I mean, there's some people like that. What was it? What's?
I'm sorry. Say again.
What do you say? This? Wait, I was just trying to read the comments too.
Oh,
I don't know what he's
not
saying.
trolling. It's called wondering things. I don't know what your. If you have a question, man, ask your question. Oh, did Chef have to strike down a potty mouth word? was the winter. Whitey was the Winter Hill Gang. Oh, okay, Bulger. Whitey Bulger. Purple Gang was insane. Whitey
Purple
Bulger had nothing to
Gang.
do with Carol, Illinois. Bulger was Boston with sidelights in Miami. World Shy. I like. Oh yeah, there's another funny story. So I can't remember if it was Jill's grandfather or her uncle, but he won a hotel in a poker game.
What? Oh my gosh! What the heck?
I'm just saying that's the kind of
That's the kind of background she. Cause it doesn't even seem like something that would be. hey, hey, I was
Hey,
like,
wait a
look
minute.
at what is he writing? You know what the heck?
Gotta pause that right there.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. All right. Well,
You ruined that drawing with just like putting a giant curse word on it. Did he screw up and like he's just mad, so he wrote that on the cross?
yeah. Yeah, SC Spider's got to go. We're over 2 hours already. We're gonna wrap this up. Kim Jung Gi, man, what a loss! What a loss!
Yeah.
Pray for his final reward.
That's family, man. That's
Yeah.
devastating. Do you have any kids?
I know he had at least a son because I've heard him
Oh.
talk about it on a video. But
Oh, okay, cool.
drink water, dude. I know. I need to do. Oh boy. Okay, I didn't realize I said it. Fair enough. I'm just so used to using it. Not a swear word to me anymore. Well, we try to keep it clean around these parts. So, at any rate, thanks everybody for being here. Links to everybody's stuff is in the description. We're over. I didn't even mention it. We're over $250,000
Yeah.
Wow.
on Shadow of the Conqueror.
Nice.
Let me see if I can bring that up real quick before we buzz off here. Shadow of the Conqueror 200. Let's refresh and see if we got any more. $253,400. If you have not already, please do back it. Link also in the description. Where the heck did my other page go? Bass Reeves, David Williams, awesome art. Kevin Grievous on the writing, $8,499. Back it, get it while you can. It's gonna be an awesome hell of a ride by Dave Williams, a legend in the comic book space. What else we got here? What else do I already have up? Matt. Oh, let's put up some Dragon Guard.
Oh, thank you, man.
Dragon Guard. One moment, please. The Dragon Guard. Kevin, why don't you tell people a little bit about the Dragon Guard? $56,985. So close to 57.
Yep. Dragon Guard is the story of the son of a blacksmith who comes upon a ancient sword and is imbued with the power of said ancient sword. And there's a ancient when he comes across the sword's been kind of hidden or missing. And when the sword is awakened, ancient evil also has been awakened. And
I'm not even sure. I didn't share any of these pages.
that's okay. I can talk a little bit. I can talk a little bit more anyway. And that's where we start our story. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a legion of people waiting, or a order, I should say order. It's more correct. Order, an ancient order of people that were waiting for the sword to return. And when the sword comes up, it's like, hey, we got to protect the guy who is able to wield the sword. And that's where our story starts.
Awesome. And of course, it is beautifully illustrated by our own Kevin Sharp. Looking forward to that. How close are you to done?
Just waiting on some colors. We're at about 14 pages. And then when we get that, I'll get the writing all ready to go, and we'll get the book out there. And I'm sorry for everybody. I've been dealing with a couple of years ago. I got diagnosed with diabetes, and apparently I had had it for a while, and I just didn't realize it. And my health had taken a downturn for a little bit, but we're better. We're getting there, and I want to thank you all for your patience, and you guys have been so generous. Everybody out there, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, I thank you for putting up with me. And if I had known things were going to take the turn it did, I obviously wouldn't have. I would have handled things a little differently. But thank you.
You're fine.
I appreciate it. I know I'm running off at the mouth. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I'm most scared about is you got the vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, this is back when, we didn't know as much about the detrimental effects of it. Two, my doctor was suggesting it because I'm diabetic, so I'm more susceptible to stuff. Trust me, if I had known the things that I know now, I dang sure would have rethought a whole lot of things.
Yeah. All right, and then again, Bass Reeves, do check it out. Link is, I don't know if the link's in the description, but somebody's dropping it in there, right? Jiminy, you dropping it? Everyone do support Bass Reeves, David Williams, awesome art, Kevin Grievous, awesome dude, awesome writer.
Yep.
And Enemies of Self, Shadow of the Conqueror. If you know, you know.
Kicking butt. It's climbing and climbing and climbing.
Let's go. 250,000. How far can we go? We're not even halfway through. Today is the third week. 3 weeks, $250,000. Hoping it goes much higher and beyond. And just I don't know. Looking forward to working on the second issue. But anyways, that's about it. Sorry to.
I just want to say thank you to Amy Lester in the chat
for
the kind words.
Virtual hug. Hang 10 creature. What? All right, that's enough out of me. That's enough out of you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.